Absolutely delighted now to be joined by the ICMA's Executive Director, Marc Ott. Marc, welcome.
Thank you, Stephen. It's great to be here.
Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us today.
My pleasure.
Fantastic to be in San Antonio.
It absolutely is. It's like coming home for me. Now corporate office for ICMA is in D.C. I spent almost 9 years in Austin, Texas as city manager, so it's nice to be here.
Now, last time we met was in Kansas City.
Yes.
You'd just been appointed. So it's your first year, full year as Executive Director.
Yes,
How's
yeah.
it been?
Well, it's been fantastic. When I'm asked that question, I always start by saying it's been a journey of discovery, and it has been that. I spent the last 30 plus years as a practitioner, managing and doing my job as a city manager and providing leadership for local government. And this is kind of the other side, right? And part of the discovery has been just in regard to the importance of the mission of ICMA to drive excellence in local governance throughout the world, not just in the United States, and realizing how big and complex a business it is, and that we take best practices to help local government professionals do what they do every day.
So in that year, what are some of the things that you've been focusing on, concentrating on?
Well, I've been trying to, my activity, it's been more activity based, and what I mean by that, really trying to learn about how ICMA works from the inside out, and you would think that one might know that, having been a member as long as I, but not really. You may gain some of that knowledge if you serve on committees or if you served on the board. I've been on some committees and have never served on the board. So part of it's just been learning the business, the complex business of ICMA. But I've also learned about our members and through my travels, whether that be through the regional summits and the international travels that I've done, learning more about our members and what their needs are, and seeing the commonalities across the country and even around the world in terms of issues, but some differences, differences as well. So it's been rewarding and insightful in that way, and helping me to integrate my experience as a practitioner, now being on the side of having an opportunity with everyone else to affect the practice of what we do in the most positive way that serves the people that live in our community. So that's been real exciting for me.
So when you go around and you meet all these folks and you go into these communities, what are some of the things that you think that local government needs to do to impact the lives of citizens?
Well, it's funny. I think that at least here in the United States and perhaps around the world, because the Great Recession was a world event and not just a national event, I think there are still many local governments around the world that are still recovering from that. And I think it's really important to pay attention and to listen to those stories, because in them, you get a sense of what the needs are, yet these many years after that severe decline in the economy. And I think as, on the practitioner side, we need to always be mindful of the affordability of in our communities and relative to the services that we provide. And we have all kinds of opportunity, I think, today at the local government level to drive down those costs to the extent that we're taking advantage, of advances in technology, right, and the way people think about issues and approach, innovation. Those kinds of things, I think, hold the promise, more so than any other level of government, of allowing us to make our cities, our local governments, communities more livable,
Let's
more affordable.
Keep on that point of local government against other forms of government, if you will. If you switch on the television anywhere in the United States, the fractious quality of the discussions that go on around the political arena, I've never seen it quite like this before. So how does that impact on local government?
Well, I mean, in general, I mean, the lack of civility, right, in public discourse, the lack of civility in terms of even public behavior sometimes, it's daunting and it's oppressive, I think, to people. We're all human, and, we have an emotional reaction to that, and it's hardly any day that goes by that you don't turn on the TV news or pick up the newspaper and read some characterization of that. But I think it's important for us at the local level to remember that we have control over our own destiny,
right,
and that we don't really have to defer that to anyone. And so long as we are is we're working together, right, and coming together in the context of the right values and principles, and with a true mission about, you know, public service and serving each other, right? I think there's an opportunity in terms of that collective capacity to create things that will survive that. You know, I think the future is as bright as we choose to make it, and I think local governments have everything to do with that.
Well, Mark, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and I hope the conference goes really well for you.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.